So we keep inviting you to call us. Before you do you want to know who in the world we are?
Stay tuned to find out. Hey everybody, I'm Hal Cone.
And I'm Kris Cone. We're with Cone Realty Group.
Thanks for tuning in today. And if this is your first time to our channel, please make sure that you click the subscribe icon as well as the notification, the little bell icon, that you're gonna be notified each and every time that we release a new video about living, working, and playing in the amazing Roanoke Valley.
Yes, this place is so stunning, and we have folks constantly contacting us wanting to move to or within Roanoke, Salem, and Botetourt. And if that's you or your friends or your family, we would love to have a conversation with you. So just send us an email or a text message, or you can even call us. We'd love to have that convo.
Yeah, we'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hey, how you doing? We are out and about in the community like we always are when we bring these videos, and we are in Salem today at Longwood Park, enjoying a little leisurely stroll and to bring you some value today.
Yeah, so you've probably been watching some of our YouTube channel videos and maybe even on the verge of contacting us because you're thinking about relocating to Roanoke, Salem, or Botetourt. We'd love to help you, but you know, buying a house or selling a house is a big deal. And I don't know about you guys, but I would like to know, like, and trust the people that I work with. So we were thinking you might just want to learn a little bit more about us so you can see how we can fit and work together.
Yeah, so we're gonna give you a little, not day in the life, but kind of a, what would it be, time capsule or timeline of who we are, where we are today, and you know, hopefully it'll resonate with you and you'll know more about us on a personal level.
Right, so what better place to start than childhood, right?
So who's gonna go first?
Oh, well, why don't you go?
Let me
I
go
can tell
first.
you're so excited about
I am.
I'm checking out the trees. This is a beautiful walk.
It is. So for me, I grew up in Southwest Georgia, a small little town called Thomasville, the city of roses.
Oh, City of Roses.
Yeah,
Oh.
and those of you who are professional football fans from back in the 80s, 70s and 80s, you're the Atlanta Falcons, who have a football team, and William Andrews was an amazing NFL running back, and he was from Thomasville.
There you go.
So there's your nugget about Thomasville.
And that's also the origin of your accent, huh?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, born and bred Southwest Georgia, and the accent will not go away. So, you know, everybody says, most people say it's endearing, right?
That's right.
So, but with that, you know, as a child growing up in Southwest Georgia, there wasn't a whole lot to do, right?
Yeah.
But as a kid in elementary school, what did I do? A safe place. I rode my bike all over the place. I was a biking maniac. Enjoyed it, loved it, especially appreciate the opportunity that I had to grow up in that type of town where, guess what? I could ride my bike and not have to be worried about anything happening.
Yeah. And you also, like, your uncle was part of a hunting ground or something, and you got to romp around those fields and stuff.
Plantation, yeah.
Plantation.
So there,
so
part of Southwest Georgia is known for farming and then also hunting. So it's like a 1,000-acre hunting plantation.
Wow.
That my granddad first was managing, and then as he got older, my uncle took it over. So they would basically take care of the plantation for some folks who lived up north, and so they'd come down and hunt season to season.
That's neat.
But they weren't there full time. So my uncle ran the place, took care of everything, took care of the animals and all that stuff.
Cool.
So I could romp around on my ATV with my cousin, and you know, I am more of a city guy, but I did enjoy a little bit of the country whenever I had the opportunity.
Yeah. Well, good. Well,
Yeah.
my story's a little different. I'm kind of a city girl. I grew up in Roanoke City, born and raised right here in Roanoke City. Went to Wasena and James Madison and Patrick Henry, and just really enjoyed my childhood. I had a great friend that lived next door, Ryan. Thank you so much. We had a blast together. We would always be in the backyard making concoctions and exploring and doing a lot of dissecting of trees and plants and stuff. That's probably where my love for environmental science came from.
I was gonna say, I'm hearing this and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that's why you had that environmental science. You're a city girl, but you love the outdoors.
Oh, we were outside all the time, and we made lots and lots of mud pies. We even gave one to our neighbor, who was an elderly woman, sweet as could be, Izzy. coffee, and she, we gave it to her with a grape on top and told her it was a chocolate pie, and I hope she didn't eat that.
I was gonna say, did she really eat it?
I have no idea. So anyways, that's a little bit about our childhood. Yeah, so, and our interests. So let's move on to college. Let's fast forward.
Well, hold on. Let's backtrack for a second. Let's talk about our first work experience before we actually go to college, right?
Yeah, sure.
So for me, I have two that really pop out to me as far as like what I did as a child for work. So for me, I am not scared of work, am I?
No.
No.
Goodness gracious.
So, and I think part of that goes back to what I did as a child, right? So in childhood, the first job I had, or actually the first business I had, was cutting lawns for $5 a lawn, basically. So I had a cousin who owned a lawnmower repair shop, and he sold me a lawnmower on consignment. It was like 25 bucks for the lawnmower.
Awesome.
So I had to do 5 yards to pay him back.
Yeah.
So I wasn't making profit after I had already done 5 yards. So then
you
I
were
did.
a sprouting entrepreneur.
That's right. Who knew?
I know, right?
And then the 9th grade comes along, and I'm a young, strapping young man, right? I'm like 6 feet tall and about 120 pounds. But I decided I'm gonna work for a moving and storage company. So I was gonna move people in and out of houses all summer long in the South Georgia heat.
Oh
so
my gosh.
dark blue shirt, blue jeans.
Blue jeans.
Every single day. That was our uniform that we had to wear. And so our boss man, Baker Watkins, he taught us well. He did not give us any slack. It was me and two of my friends that were also high school kids, and he worked our tails off. But my mom's famous saying is, you know, she could bring my jeans in after I wore them and they were all white and they'd just stand up on their own from all the salt from the sweat that had come out.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Probably didn't faze you, but going through that now, it would be torture.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine now. But anyways, it helped me learn work ethic and the fact that, hey, I don't want to move and store furniture for the rest of my life. Great business for those who do it, but not something I want to do long term.
Right.
But actually taught me a lot about working hard and not trying to take the easy way out.
That's right.
So that's my first work experience.
That's a lot. All right. I don't know if I have anything that glamorous. So I guess with my first work experience, I always volunteered at different places. I love that. I love learning from others and getting a taste of different places to see if what was my interest and where my strong suits were. I was always trying to figure out who I was. So volunteering at places like Bradley Free Clinic was really eye-opening, and also Clean Valley Council. I love that under Ann Masters. She was fantastic and really sowed those seeds of environmental protection. So those were my volunteer work experiences, and I was always at my mom's office. She was a receptionist at the orthodontist office in town, and I loved it. She would let me file and check patients in and use a little transcription thing and type on the typewriter. That was just really fun. I think that laid a lot of the organization and administrative skills and interests that I have today. Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. She is the organization queen and keeps us on track on the administrative side.
Oh, thank
Not
you.
me.
You have the big ideas, honey.
That's right, big ideas, and I want to take care of you.
My first real job, though, I'll never forget, was being a lifeguard at the Elks Club here in Roanoke. And that was interesting. I'm not sure I trust myself now.
Did you save any lives?
16-year-old.
Or did you just blow your whistle?
I blew my whistle a lot. I love that. I mainly just remember all the little sweat bees that would land on me and how incredibly sunburned I would get. I'm very fair-skinned. But it was a great work experience because I learned about how you have to be on time and you have to have responsibility, and this was kind of foreign to me and I did not like that, but I learned really quick. And I also learned about taxes, how that big paycheck I had calculated in my head wasn't so big when I brought it home.
The real world arrived.
Right, right. So now let's fast forward to college.
College, oh my. So
in a nutshell, honey.
I was gonna say, so I'll give you the quick and dirty review of my college years. So I was one of those who I paid for my own school, and I was in college for 10 years, off and on. 10 years. I think 6 or 7 different schools when it was all said and done. So
Wow.
Let's see if I
Just
can.
a college world tour.
Yeah. So I went to Tallahassee Community College, Florida State, University of Georgia, Kennesaw State, Berry College, and Georgia Perimeter College at the time too, I think. So I think that's all of them. But so multiple career decisions were made through that time as far as changes. Most of the time while I was in college, I was working as a pharmacy technician for various hospitals, and primarily worked at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Children's Hospital whenever as I was finishing things up.
Gotcha.
But with that, I finally landed on, thought I was gonna be a lawyer, thought I was gonna be a doctor, thought I was gonna be a nurse anesthetist, you name it. I was kind of all over the place in the science field, and ultimately decided I was gonna be a school teacher. So I got my degree in secondary science education, which actually allowed me to teach any science from 7th grade all the way up to 12th grade.
That's great.
So I did that for 3 years after college.
Okay, so you were a science teacher.
Yes, science teacher and coach. So you named it, I coached it. I was coaching you around, I was teaching you around, it seemed like. I think my experience was just the fact that I was in college a long time. I saw it through, I got her done.
And you worked throughout. That's a huge accomplishment to actually finish it. And
Absolutely.
you were the first in your family to go to college.
That's true. I was the first in my family to not only go to college, but to graduate from college. Because, the story goes with my dad is that he went to University of Georgia for like a year. And then he came back home, so he get a 65 Mustang that his dad promised him if he stayed home, he'd buy him a Mustang.
Oh, my goodness.
I am not doing that for my kids.
No.
Go your rear end to school or go somewhere and do what you need to do to get a job. I'm not going to hold you back.
My college career was at Ferrum College, go Panthers, in Rocky
You were
Mount.
overachiever.
Well, I did know by my sophomore year, I was influenced by a recycling program and probably some of that volunteering. I knew that I wanted to save the world, and I just didn't know how to do that, environmentally speaking. So went into, checked out all these different colleges, and Ferrum had the strongest environmental science program, and it was a small school, and I could play volleyball.
I was going to allow you to play volleyball, right?
Oh, yeah, that was my passion. I loved it. We went to States my senior year in high school, and it was just, I wanted to continue it. So went to Ferrum, had a tremendous experience. It was phenomenal. I just enjoyed every minute of it and learned a whole lot about being independent.
So on top of your lifeguard job in high school where you learned about the economics of working and making a living, then being out of the house at Ferrum was a whole new world, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I didn't know how to do my laundry. I didn't know how to make a doctor's appointment. I didn't know how to write a check. It was ridiculous.
And you do an amazing job of doing those things nowadays.
Thanks. And that's probably why I'm so hard on our kids. I'm like, you need to learn this. Our 8-year-old is
you're
doing
8,
laundry.
you better be doing laundry now.
Anyways, Ferrum was fantastic. I had a great athletic and academic career there and graduated early, although I tried so hard to stay in. My last semester was scuba diving and some kind of art program.
Wow.
But then when I graduated, I worked here for a bit in Roanoke City for environmental science, but I really had my heart set on Atlanta. I'd always loved Atlanta. That's where my aunt and uncle lived, and we went there every summer, and I wanted a big city experience. So finally I got a job in this brownfield redevelopment, and it was an old steel mill, and they were cleaning it up to make it a mixed use work, live, play community. And so yeah, finally got that job. I was so excited and went down there, and then a few years later our worlds collided.
They collided, yes they did. We were both scheduled to do other things one weekend and ended up at the same spot instead, yeah. But it was raining and stormy, and your church folks said, oh, nope, we're not going to go camping. So instead we both show up to the W Hotel at the Perimeter Mall. But that's where we met, and so since that point, we've pretty much been inseparable, right?
Yeah, I mean, that night we talked till 4 a.m. and our mutual science interest, I think we were geeking out on science that night. But yeah, we have been inseparable, and we dated a long time, 2 years.
We dated for 2 years.
2 years.
Got engaged. Then we got married on basically our 3rd year anniversary of being together, right?
January in Georgia.
Yeah.
Yes.
In the North Georgia mountains.
Yeah, at Unicoi State Park.
And our family thought we were crazy.
Go check it out.
They're like, it's gonna snow, and there was a close chance of snowing, but it did not.
Yeah. Anyways, enough about that. We've had an excellent marriage since 2007, ups and downs. I think the best part is that we're growing together and challenge each other.
Yep, personally and professionally.
Yes, and I joined you in real estate about 2 years ago now, and that's taken our relationship to a different level.
Mm-hmm.
Good and bad. No, I'm just kidding. It's good.
It has its good days and its bad
That's
days.
right.
And I mean,
That's
that's with
good days.
anything, you know?
Exactly.
So, but we're able to work through it, and we love each other through it, and we respect each other through it, and we get her done to make sure we better each other as well as take great care of you guys.
Right. So now, when we were in Atlanta, we moved up to Asheville for my job, and he was able to work remotely. That was fun.
And I moved to Asheville. Now, mind you, I've never been to Asheville, North Carolina in my entire life.
And I had no idea. Like, who would move just because I wanted to move?
And she said, "Oh, let's go to. I got a job opportunity in Asheville. I'm gonna interview for it. What do you think about that?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's great." And so I think it was like a month after we lived there, maybe. You were like,
en route to Asheville. I was like, "Which part of town do you want to live in?"
and I said, "I don't know. I've never been to Asheville."
I know, my jaw dropped. I was like, "You have never been to Asheville, and you're
Nope.
moving there with me, for me?"
Yep. Sure enough.
Oh, that's the greatest love story ever.
That's right. So we
We had a blast there.
So we rented a house there to begin with, and then a few months later, after we got married, we bought a house.
Yes, and we had a hard real estate experience with that. We learned a lot of lessons through that encounter and experience that we do now to try to make it a better experience for everybody.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we've learned lessons along the way of our real estate journey.
Yeah.
So we moved to Asheville. We lived there for a while, and I was doing healthcare IT consulting at the time, so I could live wherever I wanted to as long as I had access to an airport, so I could travel on site when I needed to take care of my clients in person. But I could do most everything remotely, while she was saving the
Water quality.
the region with the water quality in Western North Carolina.
Right. And then I changed jobs to work with Biltmore. If you've ever been to Biltmore State, it is just a magical place and a fantastic opportunity to work in human resources, teaching people about how to really show excellent guest care. It's called gracious hospitality, hire effectively, and it was a great opportunity. Employee communication. So that was fun. Very fun job.
And it was right in line with her bent and her personality, because when they did this little assessment and as she was in it, you could just see the wheels are turning and the fire just like light up and pop off of her whenever she was doing it.
That was wonderful.
And then we decided, we want to have kids, right?
We wanted to have kids. We wanted them now. Isn't that how it works? You want kids and then you get pregnant?
Yeah, that's what we thought. And guess what? Didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
But instead, we went the route of adoption.
Yes.
So we are very blessed and thankful to have two amazing daughters through adoption.
Oh, it's been just a miracle, and I'm glad it didn't happen any other way. And we pray for those birth mothers every single day. It's just been a blessing. Adoption has made us a family.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah, most definitely. And so before adoption took place, we had to make a decision that one of us needed to stay home with our children. And so at the time, I was making a little bit more money than she was.
I love it.
And so I was like, well, if you don't want to stay home with the kids, then I guess I'll have to, and we'll have to figure things out. And she was like, what?
I didn't want to quit my job. I was like, what? I just
This was her
found the
Biltmore
perfect
job, and she loved it. So she made sacrifice for the family, stayed home with the kiddos to start out with. Well, I continued to do healthcare IT. But within the first 6 months, we decided, hey, we want our girls to be close to family.
For sure. So that meant that we needed to move up to Roanoke, and I think everything was in our favor. Graciously, we sold our house in like 3 days. And
Yeah, it was a
moved up.
unique situation for sure. And it
And
wasn't
moved-
like the market is now.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Because we had, anyways. And so, we moved up to Roanoke, got established in Roanoke County, right near the Botetourt line, in the Bonsack area. Loved that. And the views off of our deck were gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
And after about 4 years there, we moved to
Wasena and rented for a
rent
year.
a home, and that's in Roanoke City. And just wanted to find out what area we wanted to live in.
So
and
that gave us a
settle
year
in.
to explore.
Right, and so here we are today. We have found Salem, and we are putting our roots down here. We've lived here for 3 years, and absolutely love the community. But each place that we go, I think it's been really neat to explore and discover what's so phenomenal about that area. And there's always something new to explore explore. That's why I love coming back to Roanoke.
Yeah, and so we talk about this, we're still in COVID-19 restrictions, that type of thing, but there's always a place to hang out. There's something to do, whether it's with your family or friends or, just as a husband and wife, just as a couple, whatever that looks like for you. And, but we were just talking as we were coming in here today into Longwood Park, the fact that, this was before COVID hit, of course, but we were at Parkway Brewing Company and we had the kiddos there and
listening to a great band, Mark Bradford.
Hey, Mark Bradford, what's happening? So anyways, him and his band were playing and our girls were playing in the creek. We were sitting there having a couple of brewskis and just hanging out. And so with that, it's like, hey, we're doing that now. But also you could see other people in there who didn't have kids.
Right.
So it's like they were older and they were still hanging out, having a good time. So it's a place that you can hang out as a family. But then long term, it's like, hey, we'll probably see ourselves hanging out here, even after the kids are away in a few years.
Yeah, and what I like is all my friends, they're always discovering something new. Like there's a waterfall I've never heard of, Fenwick Mines. I gotta check that out.
Yeah.
There's places always to discover in the valley, little pockets of places that we have that are our favorites. But I don't know if you remember, I'm sure you do, I was really hesitant to move back here.
Yes, I remember.
My view of Roanoke as a teenager was that it was kind of boring, there wasn't anything to do, and so much has changed in the Roanoke area. I hate to say, you guys are lucky now, but you are lucky now. And coming back here to see the activity and the energy and the good planning, it's been really cool to see the new Roanoke, Salem, and Botetourt, and I love it. And I think that it's a really neat place to explore at any stage of life, and you can just continue to live here and enjoy it throughout every stage.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're single, if you're a couple, if you're a family, if you're retired. I mean, any stage of life that you're in, you will enjoy this valley from what we've seen. I mean, we've got friends who are in all those different stages of life, and every one of them absolutely loves it.
Yeah, so that's our story. I mean, I hope we didn't ramble too long, but one of our favorite things in the world to do is meet new friends and to learn more about our clients. So we would love to learn more about you.
Yes.
If you have any real estate needs or interest, we'd love to hear from you. Schedule a meeting and we can talk. And like I said, this is not just a transaction. We want to hear about you, your life, your goals, and help you achieve those through real estate and beyond, however we can help you.
Absolutely. And it doesn't matter if you're near, which means you're in the valley, or if you're far. Like we have folks even calling us from Los Angeles right now. Awesome stuff. But we want to be your friends, and we also want to be your trusted advisors when it comes to real estate. So, and that's no fluff right there. We are being serious about that. You can talk to any of our clients and they will tell you we truly do care about you as individuals and not just as a number.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we're going to treat you the way that we want to be treated as well. But anyways, we are thankful for you guys listening to us ramble a little bit. It is long, but we appreciate your time, and call us, text us, email us, sign up for our newsletter. We've got a Calendly link so you can schedule a Zoom call with us, and we can have a conversation just to chat about you and what you're looking to do.
All right, guys, until next time, see you later. Have a great day.
Yep, bye.